So I'm pleased to say we're now joined by Benno Reischel, who's Lloyd's head of Europe, and Aysan Sinanlioglu, who's chairperson of the Turkish Risk Management Association. So Benno, perhaps I can start with you. I hear you've got a rather large announcement to make tomorrow, an announcement to make tomorrow.
Well, it is always a large announcement. It's all about the third session of the FERMA Lloyd's Professional Development Program. And we are really happy that we can kick this off again, because we've been doing it for 2 sessions and it has been a very big success story for us and for the risk managers, and I would say overall for the business community.
Okay, so perhaps a pair of you could just give a flavour of what the programme does, what it sets out to do, its aims.
So actually, knowledge transfer is of paramount importance today for risk managers to manage their risk, but also to optimize the relationship between the insureds, the broker, and the insurer. That is why we at Lloyd's, together with FERMA, have initiated this professional development program for risk managers, where we cover all the important topics which risk managers need to deal with today to actually find solutions to protect their corporations and their companies. So these are things like the London market and the Lloyd's market, obviously. How does the insurance market work? These are topics like relationship management. These are topics like risk management, risk assessment, and also appetite of risk, but also regulatory issues, claims issues. It is important to know that this program is based on practical experience and practical workshops. So we are not academic. We are dealing with specialists who help all risk managers who attend this program to really talk about the business they have, to exchange ideas, and to learn more about how they can possibly transfer these risks to the insurance market. It is also important that the program has a main part where the opportunity is for risk managers to actually meet and shadow brokers, meet and shadow underwriters when they place their risks with the underwriters in the market.
And Aysan, I mean, you've been through the programme.
Yes.
What did you take from it?
Well, it's been a true privilege to actually take part in the program. I will echo some of Benno's thoughts, but it was for me a lot about learning how the global international insurance market works, because some of us actually come from more locally contained insurance markets, and only those that have very large businesses actually go overseas, and that they do via the brokers. So they don't, the risk manager, the insurance manager, doesn't always have a true understanding of how it works in the background, if you will. So it was a true learning experience on how the marketplace comes together, which is of course also unique to Lloyd's itself. But in the wider sense, it also taught me a lot about the London market and a lot of the international players. I got to learn about who the players are, the big players are, how it truly works. A couple of things I'm going to add. The shadowing experience was priceless. It was truly to see how the questions come about, because we, risk managers ourselves, are trying to ask the right questions to ourselves first, to understand and to prepare on how the program should be, while we're trying to, even as a draft as it may be, to design the program. And so that was truly very insightful to see how that process works. And secondly, it was a great network of people, not only the Lloyd's network, which I've built some collaborative efforts following that, which I can talk about, but also the 20-some risk managers we have from all over Europe, with all kinds of different industries, all kinds of different companies of different sizes, with varied needs, and to find that comfort in that network, to see that we're in fact struggling with the same conflicts, same problems. You know, we're all trying to, there's actually a big common ground on how we try to do what we do in our little corners of the world, but to see that comfort, and that opens a lot of how can I say, comfortable conversation, a genuine conversation, and it's been very, very collaborative. It's been a wonderful experience for me.
And for those coming into the third program that may have known the previous programs, is there anything different about this one? Anything new that you've introduced?
Well, we always update, obviously, the topics. So emerging risks, cyber risk is the course of the day, and so that will definitely be included in next year's sessions. We will be also talking about the new drone age. We will be having workshops on other emerging risks. If you think of all the areas of sun, impact of sun, of the rays and these things we have today. Climate change is another one. Climate change is an ongoing topic. So we will always look at what is ahead of us, what do we have to cope with tomorrow. And we learn at Lloyd's actually a lot about the risk managers' topics, the risk managers' ideas of how they see the risk, and also help us to adapt our insurance programs with the knowledge we get from these sessions. By the way, tomorrow we will have our first alumni meeting where we've got the first two courses mingling for the first time, and maybe doing what Aysan has suggested, to really network amongst each other. And this is another thing which we think is so important, that you have exchange of knowledge, not just between insurers and the risk management community, but amongst themselves, because they're very similar risks sometimes to discuss.
And for those, were you going to say something?
If one thing I do want to add, actually, because it's been very valuable for me. It's risk managers at the end of the day are very curious people, should be very curious people, not just professionally curious, but just curious citizens of the world, if you will. And what I do use to date is some of the tools that have been demonstrated to us. And they're actually publicly available,
yes,
but it's something to know that they're there and to be actively using them. So there's a tremendous accumulated over centuries probably of know-how in the Lloyd's world. So for us, for a curious person like me, that is a huge treasure. So it's that's also very valuable, that all FERMA people should be also looking about and thinking about.
And I guess those that are seeing this video and still at the forum, you've got the literature on the stand, and you guys will be on the stand.
They can apply on the stand, but they can also apply on the FERMA website. There's a special FERMA website, and we will kick off again in April next year, and then with the 6 months in between, it will be 3 times 2 days within 1 year of this program.
Oh, excellent. Well, good luck tomorrow, and thank you for coming to speak to us, and good luck with the program again next year. So thank you. Thank you.